we'll go ahead and get started. We're gonna go over a little transition. I know it's been a couple weeks since I've taught this class, but we're gonna do another transition from side control into mount, cause I know we worked, those of you that were here, we worked high mount. We're gonna work into what's called tactical mount, or we did before high mount, S mount. So we're gonna work into what's called tactical mount today. It'll be familiar, just another way to transition into it. Casey Lance, arms up, stretched out enough. I'll stretch you out a little. All right, so we worked that side control, right? We dealt with if this person brings that leg up to guard us from passing to mount, right? We were gonna come to this ankle and just driving it to the mat, right? We can work up to a knee on belly position, or we also talked about driving towards the hip, right? And collapsing down low this way, staying on the hips. Some of us remembering this part? You guys know? Okay, some sort of feedback that way, okay. So I don't cover that again. So from here, right, obviously to go to a knee on belly position, I'm gonna have to rewind, probably lose my position. So from here, we're gonna work on bringing this leg, this inside leg is gonna come over, right? And this knee's gonna come to the mat. I'm sliding down, right? I was up high, I pinned that foot, I'm sliding down and focusing on the hips, right? I want to control my partner's hips, right? And if I try to stay stretched out, control up here and down here, he's going to be able to turn back into me and I'm going to lose my position. Okay? A good thought process when passing guard is one that I use all the time. Passing guard, I'm in side control, I'm in mount. I want to focus on either controlling the hips or the shoulders, right? Because you can only go so far before the other one has to follow, right? If I'm focusing on controlling Lance's shoulders, he can only turn his hips so far before his shoulders have to follow with him, right? Same thing with the hips. If his hips aren't moving, his shoulders can only go so far before his hips have to come with, right? So it's a good thing to focus on and to keep in mind when trying to control from side control, from mount, when passing, really anything. Because if I focus on the hips or the shoulders, that's going to limit the mobility, the range of motion they have with the rest of their body, right? So we've turned, we're focusing on the hips, okay? I'm down here low. I'm going to focus on bringing this knee up and over, right? I'm sliding over top, and it's going to work me into mount this way. Now I can climb high and changing it to tactical mount. What we're doing, so this a lot of times with this person, he's on his side, you continue to try to turn onto his side, right? So I'm going to snap this ankle, my foot into his hip, right? The foot into the hip, my knees come into his back, right? And this is that tactical mount position, right? You can get there a lot of different ways. Many of us have been here and know this, right? It's my favorite mount position because it opens up a lot we can go to, right? I've got arm bar setups, I've got all kinds of stuff up here that I can control, right? We're working on transitioning into this position from the hips, right? So we've turned low, we're starting to turn on their side, right? I'm heavy on my partner's hips, right? So my chest, just like I was in side control, chest to chest, my chest is on his hips, right? And I'm focused on controlling his hips, staying low on his hips, right? A good thought process that I started to got this from a private lesson from Professor Mark a couple months ago. Focusing on staying on my toes and driving when I'm low in my position down here. I'm on side control or working to pass the guard, right? Because I'm good. You're like, right, I've got a knee on the mat. There's pressure. Lance can feel that. But as soon as I come off my knee, on my toes, and apply a little bit of pressure, that changes all kinds of stuff, right? Professor Mark gave me a good piece of advice. He said, if that person's able to turn into you, you're not applying enough pressure, right? So that's a good thought, because I always wonder, well, how hard am I supposed to drive? How much am I supposed to push, right? If my partner's able to turn back into me, I'm not applying enough pressure, right? So I want to focus on coming up, applying pressure, because now my partner only has one direction to go, and that's that way. And I'm pushing that way, so it's easy for me to continue to follow that way, right? to my mount position. So from here, driving forward. This leg comes forward. I'll work up. Drive that knee to the mat. Okay? We worked last time, right? Bringing that knee to the mat, turning that foot. If we get lazy, we get caught in half guard, right? I don't have that pressure. Get lazy, I get caught in half guard. I want to stay low. Drive that leg over. Knee to the mat, look to the mat. Stay tight up top. Okay? Knees in tight, same thing. My knees are pinching right here. Right? Pinching his hips. Working up high to the shoulders. And I continue to climb up. Now I'm turning into tactical mount. Right? I want my foot tight. Just like a seatbelt, right? My leg is a seatbelt right across his waist. If I get lazy, this foot is out. He's going to swim under there. He's going to bring his knee through, right? That's my favorite way to escape mount, is to turn and frame on this foot and bring my knee underneath. Right? Spread that out. So I got to focus on keeping this tight here. And I'm doing the same thing here. This leg on the backside. Driving that knee in. Toes up. So I can drive in. Keep my weight low. Now I can control my partner from here. Right? We're just going to work on getting into this position. And then we're going to work the arm bar setup from there. Hopefully we've got enough time we can get a couple rounds at the end. Yes. Yep. My next. Alright, so starting all the way from the beginning, this person has their leg up, right? Trying to pass the guard. Other one there, right? That's right. Alright. Okay? Coming to the ankle. I'm just driving this ankle to the mat, okay? I'm not trying to extend it way out. All I want it to do is go to the mat so I can add pressure right here, okay? Because that's going to limit his range of motion. That's all I'm trying to do, is just keep this knee from being able to be uptight. Right? From here, I'm running towards the hips. Come over. Right? Knee hits the mat. Staying tight, right? Knees are pinched. Coming up in that tactical mount position. Reset. We're going to go again. Good. Any other questions? Ready to try? All right. Grab your partner. 1, 2, 3.
I'd say once you get your hips online, you start moving. That way you can.
There, it's just.
Back take from there.
Think about like a seat. So you're gonna like a seatbelt grip. This one comes behind his back. Yep. So you can go right into mount and just stay flat on your back. Or lay turn sideways.
Hey, when we come up, do I need to focus on this arm at all?
It's gonna kind of depend upon.
I know like here.
Yeah, you come up and this arm is up under here. That suits it. Obviously, you're probably gonna focus. All you gotta do is sit back here and the arm like this. So it's gonna. I mean, if you're in that position, you don't have to focus on that much. I would focus more on trying to stay low and isolating the shoulder so you don't lose that arm. Then whatever. I mean, if you use this arm obviously to frame or block or whatever.
Yeah.
But I would focus if I come up and I have that arm behind me, I'm gonna focus more on that. Because that's gonna be a thing. If I lose that arm and say his arm down front, gets his arm down this way. Now I'm gonna drop my center of gravity. I'm actually probably gonna try and focus on this one. I'm reaching for that hip wrap. figure 4 right there, which is where we're gonna go with our arm bars there, with from that, okay, to get to that figure 4.
Number one issue we want to go there is handle my knee or my clothes. However, I'm thinking to myself, if I'm putting enough pressure there, it doesn't matter, it's only a matter of time. You can either sit there and try and stop me for so long, but
Yeah, so you're talking if I'm trying to pass here, right, and that knee comes down, so that's where I'm using this grip here, right? That kind of my underhooks, right? Because yeah, that can be. I mean, that's legit. If I don't do anything there, yeah, that presents an issue. Right? But if I focus on staying heavy here, right, your arms extended, you're not pushing any further. So I'm going to stay heavy here, and I'm going to focus on this, my underhook. Gotcha. Get my underhook, and now I can finish my pass. Yep. Definitely need to address it. Yes. If I don't, yeah, I'm probably going to end up back in afterwards.
Because if I come in and get back here, I feel like I have to say I can't do it.
Your first learned that that's Drew's like, you need to learn this because big guys can't do this. And if you do this, you're like, oh shit, I do it.
Yeah, but this is what I do. If I just take my bag, if I like coming back, I can do it. Right? You take the back there, and you notice my pusher. That's what you do if you do this. If not, you're staying up in the way. I was just different. You get to get that. Lock it on. Ready? Oh, so what pressure? Now you set it for this. You can set it for the pressure. And see right here.
All you gotta do is sit down after that.
Yeah, it's, yeah, if I hold it, then I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's kind of gotta find that point when your knee transitions over and at the rest of your knee.
I'm so I'm trying to do anything ever. No, that's good. Walking. And plus you're putting pressure on my shoulder blade too, which kind of,
So like you don't have anything to do with like,
No, no.
but I've got this here.
Alright, finish the one that you're working on, and then circle back up. I'm just gonna point out a few more details now that you guys have worked through it, and that some of the parts and pieces are making sense. So a few little more kind of control details as you're going through, right? Some of these were questions that I got asked, so they were good questions, I'm gonna point them out, right? So the first one, right, I've driven that ankle to the mat, working down low. When I come over with this knee, obviously, right, if I keep going, if I keep this ankle grip, at some point in time, I'm gonna cross myself over, right? And it starts to feel awkward, right? The pressure from my knee, right, is what's gonna take the place of needing this grip on the ankle, right? Because right now, when I have this grip on the ankle, that's what's keeping him from being able to turn back into me, right? So as I come up with the knee, right, I'm letting go of that grip because the pressure from my knee is keeping his hips collapsed and taking the place of that. And this grip is going to immediately start to transition up, right? If I can, I want to look for an underhook. That's going to help me in my transition. Or if he's focusing on keeping this arm in, I'm going to come up, right, like an active seatbelt grip, and work to pull myself up from there, right? Another question that I got asked is, so I'm coming over and this person blocks the knee, right? Yes, I've got to address that, right? If I just try to force it, that's not going to work, because Lance has good structure here, right? His arm's locked out. He doesn't have to use a lot of strength there. That's good structure. But that's where we just covered that underhook, right? There's a lot of space here. I just stay heavy here on his leg, because I'm able to control his hips. He can't open his hips back up into me. And now I focus on my underhook. Bring my underhook up, I'm able to pull that arm loose. Now I can work my way back up, right? Another question, right? If this person goes flat, or this is just a specific scenario, if this person focuses on staying on their side, right? Because Lance could have the option of turning to his back when I come here working to pass, right? I come over here, he may decide he wants to focus on turning back to his back, right? Because maybe he likes to escape that way. Then yes, I'm just going to go into a traditional mount, trying to start working my way up, right? So this is just kind of one specific scenario. You've got, I saw a couple of you working kind of into an S mount position right away, up high. You've got all those different options. This is just another piece to put in the puzzle to have in this situation, right? So don't feel like, oh, I have to force this person, if they're turning to their back, I have to force them up onto their side into that tactical mount position, right? I'm going to take what my partner gives me. I'm still in mount, whether it's a traditional mount, tactical mount, S mount, I'm on top and I'm in control. So that's the whole point of passing and going to mount. So, like I said, we're just trying to create a certain set of circumstances, a certain scenario, and an option to work in that scenario. So, those were three kind of questions that I had that I thought were good to cover. Did anybody else have a question or a problem working through that? Yeah.
Can you show the, when he's blocking me again?
Yeah, yep. Set up there. Working the pass. I come over. He set some blocks on that knee, right? So I want to focus, right? So he's trying to push that knee so he can straighten his leg and work back into a half guard position, right? That's probably where they're trying to go. So I want to focus on staying heavy on this leg. So I'm going to kind of shift my weight from being on his hips to being on my leg. Being right here. I'm focusing most of my weight, my pressure is right here. Because that way he's not able to push my leg or move my leg. Right? His arm is all the way extended so he can't move it any further. Right? So I know that that's as much as is going to happen there as long as I stay heavy here. I don't want him to move my leg. So I'm going to focus on staying heavy there, and then I'm looking for an underhook. Because there's space here, right? So I'm working for an underhook here. Draw those fingers through. Right? Just cut the shoulder, and now I'm able to pry that arm loose. Work up into my position. Nope. Anybody else got a question on that one? No? Okay, let's get back with our partner. Just keep on working it for a few more minutes, now that we've got a few more details. 1, 2, 3. If you start to feel comfortable with this one, person who's on the bottom, you can move a few different ways, right? Just move slow, maybe go to your back one time. Present a different option, see where that person goes. Okay.
That's good. You need a rock pie. You're content either way.
I feel like we were too forward with that. I hope you're waiting and stuff like that. Everything, as soon as you do it, you're gonna go into it. And you push it, work on it. You can wait, kind of back. Really get hit, easier, I still go, yeah, really, I took this leg,
Everybody pause with your partner, just kind of sit back up and turn to the center. I want to point out one more little detail I'm seeing from a couple of groups. So right away at the beginning, right? Traditionally we start with this good cross face grip up here, right? They've got that leg up, blocking, I pin here, okay? I have to adjust, I'm working down by his hips, okay? So I'm gonna let this grip go and I'm sliding down as I move backwards, okay? You can see my grip has changed down low, okay? I'm not trying to stay stretched up here, because if I'm up high here trying to do this, now there's no weight on my partner, on his hips, okay? So you gotta work your way down low. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning into this position, right? I'm weight on my chest is way down here, okay? So the letters on your shirts should be down here by your partner's hips. If they're up here on their ribs or their chest, I'm too high, okay? And then my weight is up here, and now it's not down here, right? We talked about, right, at the beginning, the shoulders and the hips, right? So if I'm up high here, my weight is controlling Lance's shoulders. Now he's got hip mobility, okay? And I'm gonna lose that position. So I've got to shift my weight down to the hips, okay? Not that I'm not worried about his shoulders, but I know that if I'm focused here, right, because now I'm able to come up into a good position where I'm low, I'm compact, and I'm able to cross over that knee, right, and stay down here. So no matter what he's doing with his shoulders and hands, as long as I'm staying here, I'm able to continue to control this position. Okay, so you've got to work yourself down low by those hips. So pay attention when you're getting ready to drive that knee over. Where's my chest at? If it's not here on the hips, I'm probably too high. I'm up here, and you're going to have trouble because there's no weight. There's no weight here. And that just turns back into me. Puts me in half guard, and now we're going the wrong direction. Okay, so focus on bringing yourself down by those hips. I want your chest on your partner's hip. Right there, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Rather than just trying to avoid an arm rock or something. And we don't know how to get this on top of it. Top roll, same way. So I can focus on that one. And I still got this one. What can you do for me?
From here, I'm gonna try to square back up somewhere about this.
Yeah.
Get this back or?
What will keep you from just running around? Yeah, that can't get a hold of your head. That's the high move. But to there, I can't get you to rotate it back to where I need it.
Next one you're working on, then you'll circle back up. We're gonna put an arm bar and then we'll have time for a couple of rounds. Alright, so we've worked our way, we've passed, we're all the way up here. So we've got two options, right? Some of you are probably working through, they keep your arms in front, right? Or the other one you may have had is if your arm stayed up here, you may have ended up with this arm, their arm here, okay? It should probably be in front of you, but it may be behind you, okay? If this arm is behind me, obviously I'm just gonna stay high. I'm gonna focus on this arm right here. And it turns into, you can see, I've got all kinds of stuff I can do from here. Reach back, got arm bar, Nora, right? Most time you just push somebody's arm back that far and their shoulder gets tight and you tap into it, right? So, but we're gonna work through, I come through, they're focused on keeping their arms in front of them, right? I'm gonna come around looking for gift wrap or figure four, okay? I call it figure four, that's just wrestling background, I hadn't heard gift wrap till jujitsu, so you're gonna catch me saying figure four. But I'm reaching around the head, grabbing my partner's wrist, and then I'm grabbing my own wrist, okay? Now I can suck all that to me, get this position real tight, okay? I'm bringing my knee up high behind their head, right? Just like a pillow, I want it up high behind their head. Keeping everything tight, okay? I just keep working my way up high. Now I can lift this all to my chest and come up, right? You may be in a rush to try to jerk this arm backwards, but I want to keep this all to my chest. So I'm setting this arm bar up. I'm bringing my chest to their arm, right? I'm not posturing up, trying to pull this arm up, right? I'll be there all day, and it's just whether or not I'm stronger than him. When I get in this position, I work myself up high. I bring myself down to his arm, okay? Keep this all tight. Now I'm using my back muscles to lift up. You guys will feel this. This gets tight right here before I even get to an arm bar, before I'm even close to an arm bar, okay? My posture up here. Most of the time I don't even need to sit back. I just keep everything tight. I can come up and finish the arm bar right here, right? I just straighten up. I'm just pushing my hips forward, right? That creates that leverage on the arm right there, right? If I need to, right, whatever, my position isn't there to extend up, or they're keeping this grip, right, this lock really strong, I'm not able to break that lock, all I'm going to do is step, I'm going to posture up and sit to their hip, right, because that's going to make this leg light. I'm going to get heavy right here on their rib cage and make this leg light so I can come around. All right, so I posture up, lean towards that hip, leg comes around, and I'm sitting at an angle, right? I'm not sitting straight out at a 90-degree angle. I'm sitting more at a 45-degree angle across this person, because you'll find out, especially because most of the time this is going to happen, they're going to be holding this S grip or this gable grip in this position when I sit through. So by leaning towards this shoulder, it puts pressure on that grip. I'm able to keep here, right? Elbow to elbow. Right in the gi, I grab my own lapel. I focus on reaching around and grabbing my own shoulder. I want his tricep to my chest the whole time. Because from here, now I'm able to fight, break that hand, and now I can cover and slowly work my way back to finish my arm bar, right? Where this gets lost is we rush it, right? We get in this position, we're like, oh, I gotta hurry up and make an arm bar. What do? We step up and throw our leg around, he turns in, and everything's gone. Oh my God, crap, I'm terrible. Okay, yes, your technique is terrible, you're not terrible. Okay, so we're fixing that right now. I have my figure four grip. Keep that grip. Because see, as I work higher, it slides off his head. Okay? If we stay down here, yes, now I'm like, oh, I need to create a bunch of space. There's a bunch of space, he turns back into me. Crap, I lost my arm bar. Okay? Keep it tight. Just work yourself around and around and around. That grip's gonna pop off, but the position's still tight. Okay? Posture up. If I'm able to, I can try and finish my arm bar there. Got a Kimura there. If I'm not able to, I lean back towards the hip. Leg comes over. Break the grip. Work to finish my arm bar. Right? Questions?
We'll see it again. You'll see it again.
Can you see it again? Alright. Brian needs to see it again. Alright, so good. I'm setting this up from the beginning. Okay? Get my grip, bringing my chest down to that arm. Keeping myself low, keeping that pressure on. Just continue to turn the corner, turn the corner. All it does is make it more uncomfortable for him. You can see I'm driving, Lance is basically turning him into a ball, right? Just driving his, bending his spine, driving his head towards his own knees, right? So it just, the more I turn and the tighter I keep it, the more uncomfortable it is for them. My grip pops off, or my head pops, right? Arm pops off around the head. I posture up, leaning towards the hip, right? Legs able to get light, come over, everything's still tight. I like to reach back, grab my own shoulder. Now I sit towards the head, break the grip. See, I don't have to, I still have this here, right? From the very beginning, this grip hasn't changed, right? As soon as I come here, this grip stays here the whole time until I finish my arm bar. Stay in there, stay in there, stay in there, stay in there. Till I finish my arm bar, right? I don't like a lot of different steps. The less steps I have to do, the less I have to think, and the quicker it seems like I'm doing them, because I'm just not doing as many, right? Good, Ryan? Alright, let's work on that for 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3. And we'll have time for 2 rounds before the end of the day. If you want, you can stick yourself up in that after you already got that pass. Like I said, we're just gonna work on this for 5 minutes and let you guys have a couple of rounds before the end of the day. So if you want to, put yourself in that pass situation already. You already passed. You're just working for that mission. Yes. Now when the leg gets light, now you're ready to sit back, you're gonna transition. Now think about these forward zoom. Yes, good. Yep, if I need to, I can focus on this grip here, keeping that elbow, and then this one can come loose so I can fight on that S grip or gable grip or whatever they're doing here. Cover the knuckles. Right, yep.
We both end up with that arm up there. I'm trying to figure out. We both end up with that arm up instead of having them down here. So,
So
is there
most
anything
of-
from defending that we need to do differently?
Well, the reason it's probably happening is when you're
Because of
passing.
where our frames are at.
Yeah, when you're passing from this point, this arm is up here. Versus down here. This arm is down here when I pass.
Yeah.
It comes in that way with that underhook. But if I don't have that and I reach up here when I pass, right? If you're keeping your arms here and I reach up when I pass and come this way.
Yeah.
So it's happening at that point. It's not the end of the world. It's just you're literally putting yourself, in an arm bar. All I have to do is sit up to finish the arm bar. So it's just a wiser choice from the person on bottom to keep their arms in.
Well, that's what I was asking from us at bottom. Where do we need? Because I started with the frame in his hip and one on his head.
Yeah, so when I focus, I'm gonna keep my hands. So if I'm in your position, right, I'm gonna keep my hands in this right, and either turn to my back or stay to my side. Because that way, because I'm trying to keep my elbows down and my hands in front to create, structure and space and keep me, top person, from getting up high.
Right.
Right? Or if you stay on your side, same thing, trying to come here. So that way as I pass, yes, you can try to find something there as I transition here. But if you can get a handle there, yes, as you come in, then you can put yourself back in the half position. Does that help? At the in the beginning? Yeah, so I'm I'm using my hips to turn his hips. Bring the arm down, there's my underhook. I found myself Well, they come there, I'm one in, one out, I'm going on a triangle. So, yep, it's just, yep, it's taking what's there, yep, yep.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, so just the one you're working on. We're just gonna finish with two rounds, so you're gonna stay same part you're with. We're gonna start inside control though, okay? It's a live roll from there, we're just starting inside control rather than starting on our feet. Like it's, regular open mat round, okay? Put you in the position that we've been working so much of all month long. Make sense?
We'll wait on there.
I need to let go of
So
this and come
go ahead,
here
get with
first. all right?
get with your partner, those guys are finishing up, that's fine.
Coming around.
I'll turn the timer on. We'll go 2 rounds. First round, one person's on the bottom. Next round, the other person's on the bottom. All right? Get set up.
What we just like. If you're gonna do that.
All right, on the buzzer. Somebody gets a submission, you just reset back to whoever was on the bottom, whoever's on top. Okay? Doesn't matter one person or the other. But
You reset once you get the.
no, you just keep rolling until if somebody gets a position, a submission, then you reset. You're just starting this position and the live roll from there all the way through. You guys sweep into on top, bottom, wherever you go from there. One more round. Say partner, you switch. Let's go start on the bottom, now you're on the top.
Start on the bottom, but not start on the bottom.
We got 2 minutes. Max. You can do it. Go. Great, man. You did awesome.